Hi, it's Tony Marino, host of the super popular Newsmax Daily Podcast, a rundown of the day's top headlines and top highlights of Newsmax shows and interviews you may have missed, plus some sports, stock markets, and even some yucks, all packed into about 20 minutes. Search for the Newsmax Daily with me, Tony Marino, on your favorite podcast platform, and check out our entire lineup of great podcasts, including Greg Kelly, Rob Carson, and Jerry Callahan at newsmax.com/listen.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. Welcome to it. Come on in. Have a seat. Sit a spell. We're going to be here for a couple hours together. We're going to have a lot of fun. In the meantime, a lot of the times, last day before a vacation, I'm going to be taking a vacation traveling across the country to see the kids and the dogs and listen to lots of music and everything. You know, you'd think, man, I just kind of cruise into, to the vacation, not to put a lot of prep into the show and all that, to kind of phone it in. No, not even the case. Oh, my goodness, you can't even begin to imagine how much stuff we have to cover today, as well as the unusual suspects. Tony Kinnett from the Daily Signal, Mary Walter, of course, and Christian Toto from Hollywood in Toto. That you kind of wondered if that Providence Brown University shooter was going to get caught, but they did catch him. He killed himself, and it wasn't really the good police work that did it. It was a homeless person. Does this surprise anyone? Yeah, homeless hero has been credited with cracking the shootings at Brown University and MIT wide open after he confronted the gunman. As the feds say, he is now entitled to a $50,000 reward. You could really fix up your refrigerator box. You could make that refrigerator box the best damn refrigerator box ever. You could put carpet in there, maybe air conditioning, all of that. The tipster, known as John, was the key to police eventually identifying Claudio Neves Valenti as the suspect after he offered up key information on the 48-year-old perp's car following an odd encounter with him on the day of the shooting. He blew the case right open, according to Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Nerona, who is Marana. John's tip first came to light when he started posting on Reddit. He's homeless, but he posts on Reddit. What the hell? It's called Life from the Refrigerator Box or something. Anyway, that he recognized the images of the perp that had blasted out by authorities in the wake of Saturday's bloodshed. "I'm being dead serious," the Reddit post said. "The police need to look at this gray Nissan with Florida plates, possibly a rental. I know because he used his key fob to open the car, approached it, and then something prompted him to back away. When he backed away, he relocked the car. I found that odd. So when he circled the block, I approached the car. That is when I saw the Florida plates." After John's image was put out by police as the hunt continued, he sat down with investigators and divulged that he had a strange cat and mouse interaction with the gunman the day of the shooting. So there you go. The case has been solved. We're still wondering what the hell this guy is all about. His name is Claudio Manuel Neves. We don't know why he killed the two students and injured the others on Brown University. We know apparently he used to go to school with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology professor and researcher who was murdered by him. So these were two related cases. Now, I need to investigate this a little bit further because I heard that this guy was in custody, and he was the guy who was in custody. They released him, and then he went and killed the professor. So that's what I've heard. I don't know. I've got to obviously investigate. This man with the same name was terminated for a monitor position at the Instituto Superior Técnico in Portugal in 2020. School records show authorities that they believe his name is the same as the killer. That's also the same university attended by renowned MIT physics professor Nuno Loureiro, who he murdered as well. So that's the story of that. In response to this, Trump has suspended the diversity visa lotto after Kristi Noem said the heinous Brown University shooter entered the U.S. through the program. In a post Thursday night, the Homeland Security Secretary said this heinous individual should have never been allowed into the country. At President Trump's direction, I am immediately directing USCIS to pause the DV-1 program to ensure no more Americans are harmed by this disastrous program. She said that in 2017, Trump had tried to put an end to it following the killing of 8 people in New York City who were rammed by a truck driven by an Islamist. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, remember that? Does anybody remember that? Yeah, we got to get that damned Islamist the hell out of the country, too. I'm thinking that's going to be a good idea. That same year, Nevis Valenti obtained legal permission, permanent resident status. The diversity visa makes up to 50,000 green cards available each year by lottery to people from countries that are unrepresented from the United States. In other words, crap holes. The lottery was created by Congress, and the move is almost certain to invite legal challenges. Nearly 20 million people applied for the 2025 visa lottery, with more than 131,000 selected who were allowed to bring their spouses into the country. Yeah, we're going to be more selective about getting into the old USA club, you know. Got to have some rights and privileges to belong to the USA club, and if you want to be a part of it, you can't be on welfare. And you've got to love the country. You've got to assimilate and learn the language, because English is the language. And otherwise, GTFO. There you go. Just get the hell out. You don't belong here. There you go. I got some good news. I want to start today with some good news about the jobs thingy. Because, we've heard the jobs, they're just kind of tepid, they're just kind of okay. And I saw this morning from economist Peter St. Onge.
On Tuesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported job numbers for October and November. Now, usually they just give us 1 month. This time it was 2 because of the shutdown.
Yeah, that's true.
By BLS's count, the economy lost 105,000 jobs
oh, my gosh!
in October and added just 64,000 in November, coming to a net loss of 41,000 jobs.
That is weird.
Now, that sounds grim, but there are 2 very big caveats.
What are those?
First, federal workers made up all of the lost jobs.
Oh, you mean the 94% of people who didn't come to work after COVID and stayed at home for 5 years, a lot of those people lost their jobs?
In fact, over the 2 months, federal workers lost 162,000 jobs.
Because the federal government was giant and bloated, and it should be reduced even more.
Which is fantastic for taxpayers. And it means the headline loss of 41 turns into a gain of 121,000 field jobs.
That is crazy, because they said that you lost like 40,000. Turns out you gained a lot more. I mean, a lot more.
The other big one is deportation.
Yes.
So DHS has not announced exact numbers for October and November.
Yeah.
But since Trump took office, deportations, including self-deportations.
Let me translate. Deportación.
As well as the old-fashioned kind, they've been running at about 250,000 per month, which is worth at least 100,000 jobs per month.
What?
In other words, BLS says we lost 41,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Controlling for federal layoffs flips it to 121,000 gain.
Yeah.
And controlling for deportations takes it to a 300,000 job gain.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It kind of makes sense, because everything that Donald Trump is doing would be things that would create jobs, unlike Pudding for Brains, who basically put a lid on his day at 10 o'clock before pooping his pants.
Even the rise in the unemployment rate is good news, because it is not being driven by falling jobs. It is being driven by more Americans coming into the workforce, which they do when they think they can get a job.
I know.
The key here is unemployment only counts people who are actively looking for work, sending resumes, going out for interviews. They're instead playing League of Legends in mom's basement or homeless in Philadelphia.
I had a kid like that.
Do not show up as unemployed. Statistically, they may as well be retired.
Yeah.
It's only when they start looking for work that they show up as unemployed. According to the household survey, that's exactly what happened, with labor force participation rising by 3 ticks since July, which is nearly 1 million people coming into the workforce.
What?
So Americans gained 321,000 jobs, 1 million entered the workforce. If that is tepid, Market Watch needs a dictionary.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So there you go. That's the good news about the economy, and we haven't even had the big, beautiful bill kick in yet. That's coming January the 1st. Hello, Jim Gossett as the Prezi.
Winning and winning and never losing. Results that drive Nancy Pelosi to boozing. Chris Christie choking on buffalo wings. These are my favorite conservative things.
Mine too.
Gas prices falling.
Yeah.
Inflation dropping.
Awesome.
To our momentum.
Sweet.
There is no stopping an end to 8 wars. What joy that brings.
Oh, wow.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Sucks to be a Democrat.
Reducing spending, securing the border, restoring faith in law and order.
That's pretty nice.
Arresting the punk at a no kings. These are my favorite conservative things.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
When Chuck's humor makes me nauseous, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember we're bombing drug folks, and that I don't feel so bad.
Man, I want to see that performed live at the Trump Kennedy Center. Yeah, the Trump Kennedy Center. They're naming it the Trump Kennedy Center, and heads are exploding everywhere. Oh my God! I love the Grinches of the Democrat Party. Whoopi Goldberg, who is Whoopi. Whoopi, really? Shouldn't be Whoopi. That's too happy a name. It's like Joy Reid. She's mad that Donald Trump is sending the troops $1,776. Only Democrats would say it's bad to send the troops $776 in time for Christmas.
The one thing I'll give him credit on is this bonuses to troops. He's giving them basically $1,700.
Let's see if they get them.
Well,
I want to see them get
the money.
They're already getting them. They're posting the videos online.
He says tariff revenue. That's what I'm most intrigued to see if that's actually the case. Listen, coming off of the government shutdown.
I got to check that with Professor ChatGPT because I don't believe that.
Well, in the delay that they all had.
They need to replace the table on that show with a big cauldron.
If not, they got back pay, but I mean, people need help. But all Americans need help right now.
Yeah.
And just a handout isn't the answer. Smart policies are the answer.
Yeah, but most Americans don't swear on the Constitution and to give their lives for the country, so there's that.
Yeah.
What he's doing is he's thinking, if I make sure that the soldiers have what they need, they'll back me in what I want. See?
What? Honestly, no presents for you this Christmas. I don't think you celebrate Christmas. I think she celebrates Hanukkah. Doesn't matter. No Hanukkah presents for you. My God, woman, get a friggin' grip. All of you View cast members, you harpies from hell, just get a grip. Here's what I say. We've got to overwhelm them with joy and patriotism. We are going to do that. And if they get on our way, we just treat them like a speed bump on the way to glory. How does that sound? All right, let's take a break. This is a Friday edition of The Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere.
Liberal heads, they're exploding. Their tiny brains are imploding. Trump has a mandate the media hates. Living in a MAGA wonderland. Lefties filled with dejection since they lost the election. Got beat really bad, and now they are sad, living in a MAGA wonderland. Mark Kelly is gonna be indicted. Seditious six as nervous as can be. Trouble for themselves they all invited. Their careers will soon be history. Chris Wray's future is so dire. Jerome Powell Trump will fire, and the deep state make America great, living in a MAGA wonderland, thriving in a MAGA wonderland, winning in a MAGA wonderland. Adam Schiff's scared, and he ought to be inside of a cell. He's gonna see Pencil Neck is going to jail. Lied on his mortgage not one time but twice. Get a good lawyer, that's my advice. Pencil Neck is going to jail. Leaked classified information to the New York Times. Schiff will be prosecuted for his so many crimes. His Senate seat will be taken away come shift, he's gonna pay. Pencil neck is headed to jail. Watch Adam sweat, a lengthy sentence he'll get. Pencil neck, he's headed to jail.
It's Friday, baby. It is Friday, baby. And it is Christmas time. And oh my goodness, what a glorious time to be alive in America with the President of the United States being Donald Trump. But they tried to do everything to get rid of him. And we won, and we won, and we won. And we're going to keep on winning. And we are getting ready to enter the most unbelievable time, despite the naysayers, despite the Grinches of the Democrat Party, of the awful, evil left, of the awful and evil left. We'll get to coming up in a second. They're outlawing transgender conversions of children. Yeah, that's what the Democrats did. What the hell? Honestly. But first, I want to go to Vincent in Baltimore. Wants to talk about the Visa lottery. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Rob Carson Show.
Hey, Rob, I haven't talked to you in a while. I got something for you. Give me about 120 seconds. Check this out. In the first place, we should insist that if the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American and assimilates himself to us, he shall be treated on an exact equality with everyone else. For it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed or birthplace or origin. But this is predicated upon the person becoming in every facet an American and nothing but an American. There can be no divided allegiance here.
Yes,
Any
sir.
man who says he is an American but sometimes something else also isn't an American at all. We have room for but one flag, the American flag. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. And we have room for but one sole loyalty, and that is loyalty to the American people. Theodore Roosevelt.
Come on. That was beautiful. That was epic.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you that. I've been carrying that around, so it doesn't matter what color, race you are.
Oh, yes.
I just wanted to give him some of that and let him know. Yeah. And I'll tell you this, before I go, it's the season to be merry and be thankful and everything. I know you are. I've heard your story quite a few times, man. God bless you. I'll tell you this. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, you filthy animal.
You too. You too. God bless you, man. Oh, my God. That was about the best damn call of the year right there. I think we might have saved the best damn call of the year right there, Vincent from Baltimore. Oh, my God. That was spectacular. Oh, my God. Oh, and this is. Oh, let me give you a little more good news. President Trump has delivered a Christmas gift to federal employees with an additional 2 extra holidays, federal holidays. Trump announced on Thursday he had signed an order ensuring federal employees would get both Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas off from work. There you go. Let's enjoy it together, shall we? Don't say Happy Holidays. Bull crap on that. Say Merry Christmas. Say Happy Hanukkah. Unashamedly, unabashedly. That's what you got to do. Finally, common sense is here. After 5 years of Mingle-esque policies, butchering children, the federal government has said enough is enough.
Men are men. Men can never become women. Women are women. Women can never become men.
Yeah. Should have been obvious. My God, are you kidding me?
Children are innocent, and they need our protection.
Yeah. What this country, the insanity that descended on our country with the this absolutely, I don't even know, horrific chapter in our history, allowing butchers to remove healthy breast tissue of little girls and the sex organs of little boys and put them on puberty blockers. What the hell? This is the kind of stuff that Joseph Mengele did. Those who are made to believe absurdities will commit atrocities. That's what I started saying this 5 years ago on the air. And I alienate a lot of people in my life. A lot of people really hated me. I got called a transphobe and everything. I said, you will be proven wrong. You will be proven wrong. And you should hang your head in shame today. Dr. Ross.
American taxpayers should not have to foot the bill for ideologically driven experiments on our nation's youth, and hospitals that we deem must meet the minimum quality standards of care and safety should not be conducting these experiments when we know so little about what has happened.
There were children's hospitals who did it, including a very large one here in Washington, D.C. I used to do radiothons for. I will never do it for them again.
Happening with our youth. Now the important part. For these reasons, and I can go on and on, this document, the white paper that the Secretary commissions over 300 pages long, we're taking major steps at CMS to stop a funding process that has led to irreversible medical interventions with two major actions. The first, we're announcing a notice of proposed rulemaking that ends taxpayer funding of sex-rejecting procedures for children in Medicaid and CHIP, full stop.
Unbelievable. Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, one of the many doctors who were stricken, unable to speak during COVID and whatnot.
Don't ever let, if you're a parent, don't ever let a doctor tell you, essentially blackmail you into thinking that you must accede to a transition for your child, because if you don't, the child will kill themselves. There's no warrant for that. The scientific evidence does not support that.
No.
And we should never, and I'm proud to be part of an administration that is putting an end to that practice.
Here is a former president who has pudding for brains. He was down with 8 and 10-year-olds changing their sex.
The idea that an 8-year-old child or a 10-year-old child decides, I decided I want to be transgender. That's what I think I'd like to be. It'll make my life a lot easier. There should be zero discrimination. And what's happening is too many transgender women of color are being murdered.
Yeah, that's a lie you'd be reading about in the news if transgendered women of color are being murdered everywhere. That was always a gigantic freaking lie. But here it even gets even sicker.
Today, the FDA is taking action. We are sending warning letters to 12 manufacturers and retailers for illegal marketing of breast binders for children for the purposes of treating gender dysphoria.
My God.
Breast binders are a Class 1 medical device with legitimate medical users, such as being used by women after breast cancer surgery. And these binders are not benign. Long-term usage has been associated with pain, compromised lung function from atelectasis collapse, and even difficulty breastfeeding later in life.
Yeah, some of the things that they do to little girls when they want to transgender them to boys is breast binders and female circumcision. Where else do they do that? They do that in the Middle East. What in the hell were you thinking? You should be paraded through hospital wards with these damaged children like they paraded the people who lived near the death camps after World War II. I'm not screwing around here. How dare you bed down with this sort of evil and then parrot it like Pramila Jayapal and others? And how dare Democrats vote against this? Almost all of them voted against outlawing this. Shame on you for the rest of your lives. Let's take a break and come back. Tony Kinnett, Daily Signal, joins us next. Don't go anywhere. My nightly ritual now is a little ice, a little vanilla yogurt, banana, a little milk, and a scoop of chocolate brownie Beams Dream Powder in the blender. A little while later, I hit the sack and I sleep until sunrise. It's amazing. These days, everything moves so fast, and it certainly can mess with your sleep schedule. That's why I'm here to tell you about Beam's Dream Powder. It's a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients, including reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. I've been using Beam's Dream Powder for a year now, and I can honestly say I feel sharper, calmer, and more focused, and I'm not alone. Beam has improved over 28 million nights of sleep for people across the country. So if you've been waiting for the right time to try Dream, this is it. Go to shopbeam.com/Newsmax. Use code Newsmax and take advantage of my exclusive offer for 40% off. You can get their best-selling Dream Powder for just $39. So seriously, think about it. Go to shopbeam.com/Newsmax today.
Somalis are all on welfare, and the Dems just seem to not care. Ilhan Omar, she needs to go. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO. Many are anti-Semitic. Their statements have been pathetic. They're a threat to all you know. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO. They are always expressing hate of America. Why are they here? Must abort before it's too late. Talk about holiday cheer. Our language, they will not learn it. Own money, refuse to earn it. They are gaming the system so. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO. I've got a crush on you, Mom Donnie. You're a communist, just like me. Private business, we oppose it. A takeover, we will propose it. Seize your house. Take your car. Zoran Mamdani is our new star. The world will pardon my mush, but I have got a crush, Mamdani, on you.
How are voters feeling about Democrats right now?
Yeah, I mean, Democrats in the minds of the American public are lower than the Dead Sea. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look. The net approval rating for Democrats in Congress, you said it, Kate Baldwin, the lowest ever. Look at this. Overall, they are 55 points underwater. Their approval rating is south of 20%. It's even worse when you look at independents.
What?
Look at this.
How could it be worse?
Negative 61 points. That means that their approval rating is 61 points lower than their disapproval rating. Quinnipiac has been polling.
Yeah, you know why? Because they suck, and they're nuts. They're absolutely out of their gourd, and they haven't learned anything since their drubbing in November, and they're not going to win both houses of Congress in the midterms. If you believe that, you must have legalized weed where you live. Tony Kinnett, the Daily Signal, joins us on the Newsmax hotline. I thought I would open up the break with something to put a smile on your face.
You know, you know how hard it is to get me to laugh at the fine fest of goobers who continue to yell and cry about the dear, sweet, sad MS-13 individuals who are being deported, or the narco-drug boats that are being smacked upside the head in the Caribbean. That just makes me so sad.
Yeah, and of course the Democrat Karens who think it's fine for little girls to have their breasts removed and have a phallus fashioned from the skin of their arm and dangled between their legs like an ear waiting for transplant. Yeah, that's perfectly normal, isn't it, Tony?
Oh, yeah, the most normal of situations that I could possibly fathom. So,
I swear. So
yeah, and I don't understand.
Go ahead.
Seriously, though, you get into this business and you do try to, stay in touch with certain pieces of news. But have you ever seen someone so out of touch since Hall & Oates sung it? My goodness.
Out of touch, out of time in both cases. And it's the next thing. It's always the next thing for Democrats. 1 minute Pete Hegseth is a war criminal. 1 minute Elon Musk is a Nazi. Is he still a Nazi? Shouldn't they be protesting his dealerships and burning his cars? Because he was a Nazi a while back. And then, of course, Rob Reiner, just 2 days ago, Rob Reiner was going to destroy the MAGA coalition. What Donald Trump said about Rob Reiner, even though Rob Reiner spent a decade calling him a rapist and a racist and a white supremacist, says that was going to end it all. And the next thing, I guess, what's the next thing going to be? Is the next going to be that health care not passing health care and shutting down the government again?
Yeah, that's exactly what it'll be.
Yeah,
and then it'll be another leaked message scandal, although they are starting to run out of those. A lot of the leakers are fired and removed from office. You're starting to see, again, the same old classic tunes. And herein, back to your bringing us out of commercial, herein lies the issue for the Democrats.
Yes. And
I've seen this consistently in the comments from those over on Rumble, on other platforms. The American people are very well aware. The midterm is about getting people out to vote.
Yes.
It's not just about getting out there to vote against someone. You actually have to give someone a reason to go to, in this case, what feels like the DMV.
Yes.
And they're not. The Democrats, as you saw with the Harry Ensign clip, their approval is so low. Yeah, sure. Are Republicans fantastic? No. Am I thrilled all the time at what the House and the Senate are pushing together? No. But is it a lot better than AIDS, cancer, and dementia rolled into one blue wing package? Yeah, it is, in fact. And you're not going to get people out to hear Hakeem Jeffries or AOC's latest insane rant.
Yeah, I did like the speech that Donald Trump gave. He kind of did an end run around Democrats. A lot of people were quite upset. They thought it was going to be some sort of policy speech about Venezuela or something. And apparently Jake Tapper and others were a little butthurt that it was just basically explaining how bad Joe Biden had screwed things up and how good things are getting and are going to be. I thought it was a pretty darn good speech. I was shocked when he wrapped it up after 18 minutes. I was like, what the what? What'd you think?
I was actually kind of expecting this, and you know how much I really hate being proven right. I was told that this was going to be Trump getting out, and it was going to go, and then he was going to announce that we're invading Venezuela and then Poland.
Yes.
And apparently, when the president got up there and instead just said, the economy is actually pretty okay. Have a Merry Christmas. I thought, wow, you mean just like he's done before every other Christmas he's been president? You didn't realize that he had a first term, right?
Yeah.
And he does a lot of the same stuff he did his first term. And you saw people like Jake Tapper or Tucker Carlson who are losing it. I mean, how out of touch with Republicans do you have to be to go to Turning Point USA and get awkward silence and boos? when you make awful predictions like the left does, you get awful results.
Let me see if I can find that audio of what you're talking about. I didn't play it because I was so disgusted by Tucker Carlson basically chewing out the crowd for thinking poorly of Islam. I mean, honestly, I posted this morning, why is he committing career suicide? Let me see here. Hold on. Let me go ahead and play a little bit of this right here, Tucker. I'm just grabbing this off the interweb, so it's unedited.
Most Americans have more in common with each other than they disagree on. And almost everybody agrees on that. And almost everybody is willing to tolerate a good faith argument about how to get there. Except a few. And they're the ones running around calling everyone an anti-Semite. But everyone else is like, yeah, of course, that should be the debate. And they'll vote for you. They want that because they know they haven't had that. That's the fact. And what you're watching now, attacking millions of Americans because they're Muslims, it's disgusting. And I'm a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I know there's a lot of effort to claim I'm a secret jihadi. I'm not. You should not attack people on those grounds. And you're seeing it from Republicans. What the hell are you doing?
Let me see. Radical Islam has a body count in the millions and number of terrorist attacks, at least 50,000 since around 1980. So honestly, what the hell is Tucker Carlson doing? What the hell? Did he and Candace Owens drink the same peyote? What the hell?
So I'll say this. Tucker and Candace have a very masterful, charismatic way of framing an argument. What they'll do is they will say something that everyone agrees with. They'll say, hey, Americans, we all believe we're American, yeah? And everyone goes, yeah, that sounds good. And then he'll say something that totally has nothing to do with that.
Yes.
So why are people attacking Islam, he'll say, as though that is in contrast to the prior statement? The reason is because when you have people chant, I'm going to kill all the Christians and the Jews, and then they do it, people start to become rather suspicious of those who have so far just chanted the threat and have not acted on it. And I'm sorry, you know what the really easy thing to do would be to say, maybe you shouldn't chant, I'm going to kill all the Christians and the Jews.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty reasonable thing. When you have to cancel a Christmas market in Paris because you're afraid of the Muslims, I'm sorry, I'm not going to whine that people don't like what the man who just bought a house in Qatar has to say.
Yeah, and then of course let's not forget the Christmas massacre that was planned out of Michigan. Let's not forget what has happened to Dearborn. Let's not forget what happened in Minnesota and across the country with Islamists coming in from places like Somalia and robbing us blind and sending money back home to support Al-Shabaab. Are you kidding me, Tucker?
So again, as someone who hates the Al-Shabaab terror network in Somalia, again, as you and I have talked about off air, more than we can probably discuss on air, I am a little disgusted. But also, I will say that I'm rather optimistic because, again, this idea, this thing that was supposed to topple the Republican Party, no, it hasn't. I'm sorry. The Democrat Party, who decided they were all going to simp and glaze after all of this Islamic terror, is not working on the Republican Party, and no matter how much Tucker Carlson wants to be Barack Obama, he can't pull it off.
Well, we want to cover more on the other side of the break, including Ben Shapiro giving it to Candace Owens. Oh my God, it was so glorious. And then who solved the Brown shooter? It wasn't the police. It wasn't the state of Rhode Island. It was a homeless guy. I know. I'm as surprised as you. Let's take a break and come back. More with Tony Kinnett, Daily Signal, on the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere. There's a lot of politicians that should be getting...
We are asking the public to please stop referring to him as the brown shooter, as this has an inherently Islamophobic connotation. And brown because of Brown University, not because of the color of skin. Right. We are also asking the public to please stop posting photos of Mufasa Carmack. We would, for the sake of diversity, really like to pin this on a different ethnicity, because it is unfair to keep blaming Islam for every violent act they commit. Let's do better.
Put it on any other just not brown people, white guys, just do whatever. Oh my God, that was one of my sound bites of the week. Holy hell. I never realized Brown University was such a brown stain on America. Tony Kinnett.
We followed this entire story from start to finish.
Yeah.
My producers, again, just to shout them out, producer Nick, in studio, my second producer Daniel, they were tracking every update. They were on flight radar, tracking the news choppers, the federal law enforcement choppers. We watched all of this roll out. And when we got to the end of this investigation, when they were when the ATF, the FBI, and the U.S. Marshals were outside the storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire, and the Brown University and Providence, Rhode Island Police Department were standing behind the cop cars playing with themselves because they're cowards. They are cowards. I want to make that clear.
Oh, God.
After that was going down, we found a post from days ago pointing out the exact make and model of the Nissan sedan that was the shooter's vehicle, that had his license plates, and it was ignored by police. While they had Sheldon Whitehouse running out going, "Hey, you guys, stop sending in tips. Let the police officers who don't have dash cams in their bleeping
What a
vehicles."
douche supreme. My God. And then a homeless guy does it. A homeless guy posts on Reddit, I guess, with his cell phone from his refrigerator box, and he solved it.
I want to make this clear. Sometimes you consider crime and you think maybe at some point maybe a crime is worth it. I might consider an assault charge just for the opportunity to go punch that police chief in Providence, Rhode Island in the nuts.
I swear to God.
For all of the garbage. That MIT professor died because his officers were cowering behind their car, quote-unquote, staging when everyone was already there, and they let the shooter get away. More people died. I would gladly go and punch that man in the nuts. I'm not saying you should do that. I don't think you should.
Well, I am driving across the country. I could take a detour. It's kind of the opposite direction where I'm going.
Yeah, but then you'd have to drive through like Rhode Island and Connecticut, and that's just so depressing.
I know. What else is going on in the news? The Jeffrey Epstein documents are coming out today. Yeah, there's that.
Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
Yeah.
Rob, I can't believe
I don't even care.
You're skipping over the biggest news story.
What's that? Which one?
My dear friend.
What?
That the $8 to $10 billion in fraud in Minnesota is now $18 billion.
$18 billion. I'm going to tell you, and I'm seeing this today. Newsmax is reporting Florida Representative Randy Fine actively considering forcing to expel Ilhan Omar from Congress. Considering, are you out of your friggin' minds? It should be done. Tim Walz should have resigned already, and he needs to be investigated. Keith Ellis needs to be investigated, indicted, tried, and put in jail. And Ilhan Omar needs to be booted the hell out of the country. Are you out of your friggin' mind? And it's all across the country in Democrat states. They used the COVID relief fund, and they looted it. They gave it to these people. Unbelievable.
We have started saying millions and billions as though they are just words. They no longer have any meaning. Again, when we were kids, the idea of a million of something was fantastical and just unimaginable how much that must be. The entire estimated gross domestic product of Somalia, including, which means I guess it wouldn't be domestic, but this number includes all of the international business done in Somalia annually, is just estimated at $12 billion. $18 billion in Somali fraud in Minnesota, excuse me.
Yeah,
my goodness.
This is why I call Somalia the meth lab trailer park of the world. It is. You got those meth lab trailer parks.
Insult to meth park trailer lab. How dare you insult the dear toothless members of Appalachian meth lab?
Yeah, you're right. I am insulting people who make a living selling meth. SNAP issuances in Minnesota increased by 194% from 2019 to 2023. This on top of all of the Somalians going, okay, I'll say my kid has autism. Okay. And that budget going from $2 million to $400 million, and Keith Ellison not saying a damn thing. And I mean, they all need to go to jail, brother.
The reason that people consistently tune in to the Rob Carson Show, the reason that our audience consistently tunes in over on our side, is because you and I reported on the SNAP increase back like 2 months ago. Near the beginning of the government shutdown, you and I were pointing out these discrepancies, and Minnesota state government scrubbing information off of their websites on grant assignees before any of this broke. And now you have people like Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz, or in Massachusetts, $7 million in fraud from the Haitian community now.
Oh, yeah, the Haitians, good. Yeah, another hellhole.
The buck stops with them. Get out of here. I'm sorry. Nope, I'm done. Denaturalize them. You know what? If Tim Walz wants to be around Somalians so much, I can book him a flight to Mogadishu if there are any pilots brave enough to land in that.
I think they would. I think they would barbecue and eat him. No, that's Haiti. That's Haiti. Never mind. That's Haiti.
Yeah, different cultural cuisines in Somalia. They eat dirt and beans.
Yeah, they put an apple in Tim's mouth and roast him on a spit. Here is Ben Shapiro.
Because we have a duty to truth, we also have a duty to provide you with evidence of the claims that we make. Emotive accusations, conspiracy theories, and just guessing questions. That's lazy and stupid and misleading. None of them are a substitute for truth. None of them are a substitute for evidence. So, when Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know, that is retarded. And we are all more retarded for having heard it.
Wow. Okay, 30 seconds. Last thoughts. What do you think?
I talked to Ben about a half an hour before he gave that particular speech.
Really?
And he told me he was getting ready to go up and do that. He had just done something similar at the Heritage Foundation the day before. It is excellent. I am ready for a return to this.
I love
this kind of goofer nonsense where we smoke meth and tell people about our dreams is retarded, and it should be mocked.
All right, brother. Listen, we got to go. I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend as I drive through and maybe have some dead cow, some glorious dead cow. Where can people listen to your glorious show and find your glorious presence online?
YouTube.com, Daily Signal. We hit 1 million subscribers tonight. That is tonight.
I love it, brother. Well, God bless you and yours. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Home run. Home run. He's always a home run. Isn't he always a home run? Oh, he just kicks ass. He just kicks ass. I love it. All right, who's talking here on the social media? I'm over here on Facebook. All righty, hold on. Let me go here to Newsmax. The Facebook's really slow to load. Let's go to Rumbly Roo. BF05, the Rhode Island chief of police, has a nephew that was convicted of fentanyl. Yeah, I know. Just a bunch of losers from hell. And then the campus police chief was was given a vote of no confidence by everybody on the force because he's such a friggin' loser, and he was fired. Gas $2.49 in Wisconsin from Timothy 39. $4.99 Washington State. Well, welcome to Washington State. $2.19 where Beck Ottenberry lives. Holy hell. $2.20 over here in Lufkin, Texas. Look at that. Look at that. I got to tell you, that is awesome, man. I love it. Let's go over and look at Rumbly Brew, our YouTube, Mickey Hastings. What's going on? Dark Saturn, 1085. I heard Putin's falling to pieces. I don't know. We'll see. I hope so. Mickey Hastings, be sure to like Rob. Thank you. Please like me. There are a lot of people in my life who don't like me, so that's awesome. I hope you're having a good time. I've got much to share today on the show. We're going to have a very good time today on the show, covering the real news and the fake news and all of that stuff. So, all right. I'm looking over here at the Facebook. I'm trying to load the Facebook here. I'm a little slow on the Facebook. I have to get to the Facebook next hour. But I do appreciate you Facebookers watching the show today. It's awesome. All right, what am I going to cover here? 56. Okay.
And the most common form of gender-affirming care for young people is medications that simply pause puberty and have been used safely for decades. So why do my colleagues across the aisle, so-called limited government people, suddenly want government to get in the way of the decisions that parents and their kids...
Because we don't want kids being mutilated, you harpy from hell. Pramila Jayapal. This has to be the year that we end Karen. We end Karen in leadership roles in the country.
We're going to use fascist talking points. Be ready to be called a fascist.
You are the Fourth Reich, and we are the resistance. And one more time, when my trans family is under attack, I'm going to stand up, fight back. Get ready.
This blatantly ignores science.
I'm queer, I'm the mom of a trans kid, and I'm an elementary school teacher. I would like to point out that by eliminating a minor's preferred pronouns is racist and Christian-centric.
Using pronouns is proven to save.
You know the first documented case of major social contagion in our country by young women? Salem witch trials. That's what this was. A bunch of people who bought into a social contagion that people could change their gender. You see, before that, it was just, you're nuts if you believe that. But for some reason, they convinced the country to do so. It was a psyop. And a bunch of idiots fell for it, like you fell for wearing masks and taking a vaccine that didn't work. Congratulations. I said 5 years ago you were going to regret it. And you are. Gold is at $4,366 an ounce. $4,366. It was $4,300 at the beginning of the week. So there you go, $66 an ounce this week alone. Silver's pushing $60 an ounce. Unheard of growth in silver and gold. And right now, Birch Gold wants to give you both. Wants to give you silver when you buy gold. You buy $5,000 worth of gold. You invest $5,000 in gold. Hopefully, will be $10,000 worth of gold in a year or two. Maybe less than that. Maybe less than that. Free ounce of silver with every $5,000 purchased. All you got to do is text my name, Rob, to 989898. That's Rob to 989898 for Birch Gold. They're a company that I trust. They are a 5-star rating from the BBB, the Better Business Bureau. And like I said, I trust them. I think you trust me, and you should. And so you should trust Birch Gold. There you go. Offer ends December the 22nd. It's already the 19th. Holy heck. And again, relish every day of Christmas and Hanukkah because they end. They do. So relish them. But text my name, Rob, to 989898 to claim your eligibility for this author. Rob to 989898. If you would, for Birch Gold, we have so much to get to. Another Democrat municipality has been lying about crime stats to make it seem like they're one of the safest places in the country. A lot on the Minnesota fraud. Now they're saying $18 billion. Tim Walz needs to resign and then be prosecuted. Same with Keith Ellison, and Ilhan Omar needs to be booted from Congress and the country. That's all coming up. Don't go anywhere.
No blind rhetoric.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax. They don't tell me how to think.
They let me decide. Real news for real people.
informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. What a glorious Friday it is. I am in the Christmas spirit fully, 100,000%. The other day I came into work and I had Spotify on my phone playing Blue Christmas, Elvis Presley, and I just walked into the building playing it. I just, I had a terrible Christmas last year, and I am back, and I think you should be really proud to live in America because finally we're beating back the horde that told us that we should kneel during the national anthem, that America was racist. We should be ashamed of our history and all of that. And I just feel very fortunate to live in the Washington D.C. area. It's been a very difficult year, and started off with divorce and all of that. And even though the divorce was awful, it was a part of the process to me moving here. And so in some ways, it was a blessing for a number of reasons. I'll just say for a number of reasons. There's a moment you have grieving, you have anger. Not quite over the anger, still got a little bit of that going because I wanted to have an intact family for my life. I really did. I said, and I used to say, because when I got sober and I changed my life completely and got the nationally syndicated radio program and television program, which is to me still just a miracle. Just a miracle. I mean, I know you might listen to Hannity, you might listen to Beck. They've been famous for a long time. Rush Limbaugh was famous for a long time. They got discovered very early. Beck and Rush were 37 when they were syndicated. I was 54. And I went through a lot of abuse and bullcrap and blacklisting and nonsense and had to be forced into jobs that I hated where I was under massive restrictions for my creativity and whatnot. And finally, a few years ago, I said, I'm done. I'm going to do talk radio, and I'm going to do this show. And then the last decade happened, and the last decade was, just the brutal, just brutal. I like to say, a lot of times you look back at your past and you go, I wouldn't change a thing because it made me who I was. I can't do anything about the last decade, but I will tell you I wouldn't survive it. I wouldn't survive it. And I'm by the grace of God, I did. By the grace of God, I did. And I'll save this for the end of the show. I've got some other things I want to say about it because I think it's one of the most important things about this move here was bringing you with me. I know you don't. I don't know. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people, Scott Jennings just got a new show. It's going to be up against my show, which I don't care. It's fine. I'm not threatened by it. I do a show that nobody else does. If you just want an opinion or a news show, you can listen to an opinion or a news show. I'm going to give you more than that. Because I've spent 30 plus years of my career becoming this, doing this, writing comedy for Rush Limbaugh for 20 years, being the first guy to really bring comedy to Rush Limbaugh's program. Before that, he was running bits from Weird Al movies. And then I was in my 20s and I grew, and then now I'm running it on my own show. And walking in Rush's footsteps, no one ever filling his shoes. But what we're doing here is uniquely entertaining and connective. Leading opinion, doing satire. It's important. And it's really important that I'm here. And I feel like fate has brought me here despite the pain, despite the speed bumps. And you're here with me. I can feel your presence. I know that sounds strange, but I can. And I see you guys in the chat on the live stream, which is the #1 streaming product for Newsmax. Social media just blew up. 0 to #1 last December is when we signed on. For the first time, about a year ago, we signed on social media, doing the live stream. #1 immediately. Growing every week. Because if you just want an opinion, listen to another opinion show. But if you want this, if you want it all, you want entertainment, you want information, you want opinion, you want inspiration, that's what I'm here to do. And fate has brought us all here together because of all we went through the last decade. Fate has brought us together. This confluence, this serendipitous moment. I believe this from the bottom of my heart and soul. I see on Twitter that the Holy Spirit has been trending for an hour. It's pretty amazing. They are already putting up the Trump Kennedy Center sign at the Kennedy Center. Cue the liberals' heads exploding.
I was honored by it. The board is a very distinguished board, most distinguished people in the country. And I was surprised by it. I was honored by it. You know, we're saving the building. We saved the building.
Yeah, they
did. The building was in such bad shape, both physically, financially, and every other way. And now it's very solid, very strong. We have something going on television, I guess, on the 23rd December. I think it's going to get very big ratings.
They just did a big non-secular Christmas spectacular. It was like Jesus, 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 and more Jesus right there over there. It was sold out.
And the Kennedy Center is really back strongly. It's in very bad shape, very, very bad shape physically. And we were also to get Congress to put up a lot of money and other people to put up a lot of money. We had a lot of donors come in for record-setting numbers. So we saved the Kennedy Center, and I was really, this was brilliant.
And Rick Grinnell fired a whole lot of worthless bureaucrats and nonsensical people who didn't belong there, a bunch of woke people bringing in crap nobody wanted to see into the nation's theater to become a cabal of a group of small-minded liberals over there and, putting on woke programs that nobody wanted to see. And it's America's theater. And I went over there a few weeks ago, and it's just beautiful. It is just beautiful. Here's Hakeem Jeffries, who is presiding over a Democrat Party that has an 18% approval rating, underwater 55 to 61%.
The so-called Kennedy Center board wants to rename the Kennedy Center.
Oh, it already has been. They're putting up the sign.
After Donald Trump? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's real.
How does that help deal with the affordability crisis in this country?
Oh, here you go.
These people are pathetic.
No, they're not actually. You're pathetic. You are pathetic. Because they always say, oh, Donald Trump's building a ballroom, and what is he doing about affordability? For 4 years, we went through hell because of you awful people. We went through hell. This is why I'm here. We went through hell. And now you're concerned about affordability. You put up illegals in hotel rooms, $500 a night in New York City for free. You loaded them up with SNAP benefits. You gave them daycare, and we suffered and we suffered and we suffered. Oh, my God, man, you are just awful. I just love the fact that Donald Trump is doing this to the country. I love it. Here he is calling out the insurance companies. This is great. Calling out the Democrats and the insurance companies because they perpetrated Obamacare on it. It was a giant scam. It was written by the insurance companies to enrich the insurance companies and give money to Democrats.
And these ACA subsidies.
Well, I'd like not to be able to do it. I'd like to get right into this and I'd ask Oz this question in particular, but I'd like to see us get right into this. I don't know why we have to extend. This could be done rapidly if the Democrats would come along. We have a problem. The insurance companies own the Democrat Party. They own it. And the Democrats having a hard time. They give a lot of money to the Democrats. Very little money to Republicans, by the way. A lot of money to Democrats. And they're going to have to decide, do they want to do the right thing or do they want to be beholden?
They're going to be left in the dustbin of history, as I said. They are spiraling into the pits of hell, dying like movie vampires. They are. Here, you want some more good news? Remember that judge who let the illegal out? Judge Hannah Dugan. She was charged with obstruction, found guilty, charged with obstruction, felony, and concealing an individual to prevent arrest, a misdemeanor. In April, the jury acquitted her on the concealment, but still faces 5 years in prison for sneaking an illegal out of the court. This is another Karen, by the way, trying to be somebody's mom. Another Karen, and she's going to go to jail. She's certainly never going to be able to hold office again, and she hopefully will be disbarred.
For the first time, we're seeing Judge Hannah Dugan outside her courtroom April 18th, wearing her black robes, appearing to confront several federal agents there to arrest Eduardo Flores Ruiz, a Milwaukee man and Mexican national charged locally with 3 counts of domestic battery. This video released by Milwaukee County.
This is Karen. Karen is like has abused spouse syndrome. She's like, I'll just go ahead and let this guy out. He'll be better. When he comes back, he'll be better.
Through an open records request, is part of the evidence in the case against Judge Dugan, who's charged with obstructing a federal investigation, concealing Flores Ruiz, allowing him to leave her courtroom.
I'm surprised she didn't hide him under her robe, like the ghost of Christmas present. Part the robe. Hey, it's me. I'm down here. Oh, my God. It's so funny. It's just so crazy. On the other side of the break, I've got a bunch of stuff to share with you about Minnesota. It's unbelievable. They're saying $18 billion stolen from American taxpayers under the nose of Tim Volz, who I honestly do pray to God goes to jail for a very long time, with Keith Ellison, with the mayor of Minneapolis, with Ilhan Omar. And Ilhan Omar must be removed from Congress and must be removed from the country. Then we wholesale go after all of the Somali population in Minnesota and states that are not here legally, and anyone who is remotely affiliated with any sort of this fraud, regardless of where they are from, need to be removed from the country to never ever even think of returning. That's coming up. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Winning and winning and never losing, results that drive Nancy Pelosi to boozing, Chris Christie choking on buffalo wings. These are my favorite conservative things. Gas prices falling, inflation dropping, to our momentum there is no stopping. An end to 8 wars, what joy that brings. These are a few of my favorite things. Reducing spending, securing the border, restoring faith in law and order, arresting a punk at a no kings. These are my favorite conservative things. When Chuck Schumer makes me nauseous, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember we're bombing drug folks, and that I don't feel so bad.
Shake, shake, shake your menorah, put it up with pride. Tell Hamas, you can't run and hide. Show all the haters like AOC. You and the squad love the enemy. My menorah has candles, more candles than I can handle. It's displayed on my table to show Hamas we're ready and able. You're out of line, Hamas. You're out of time, Hamas. Israel's win, your loss. You're gonna pay a big cost. You're out of line, don't believe you. Hey, Sleepy Joe, don't believe you. Shake, shake, shake your menorah for the world to see. Israel you're supporting, unlike NBC. Light all the candles, let them shine brightly, because soon Hamas will be history.
FM in Harford County.
Here we go.
I spoke in the fall about the iceberg I saw ahead. Something's fraud that's much larger than what's been visible to the public.
Sing.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
This is Assistant U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson talking about the level of fraud in Minnesota. They're saying now $18 billion.
When I said that, it wasn't hyperbole or rhetoric, it was a warning. Today I want to talk and I want to show here a sense of what that iceberg looks like, because I think people deserve to know what that is and how big this problem is, because we can't solve the problem until we grapple with the size of it. So the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services pulled the claims data for these 14 programs dating back to 2018. And those 14 programs in Minnesota have cost $18 billion since 2018.
Wow.
And more than $3.5 billion in 2024 alone. So that's a sense of the magnitude of the problem. These are the 14 Medicaid programs, which is just a part of Medicaid. These waivers.
I told you when they increased the size of the federal government by 40% during COVID, and I told you they were looting the treasury, and they did. They were worse. I mean, wow. I imagined that we were as crooked as the Soviet Union, but with $7 trillion a year to spend. I imagined it, but it's real. It's worse. It's actually worse. The Democrat Party is actually worse. Here's a little bit more from the U.S. Attorney.
Yes, we're looking into all those programs, yes.
And as you look across the country, are there any other examples where the cost of Medicaid-funded programs saw this kind of exponential growth? Is Minnesota clearly an outlier when you look at...
It makes you kind of wonder why the Democrats are always like, don't cut Medicare, Republicans are cutting Medicare. Well, Medicare is a gigantic slush fund.
Spending on these programs across the board.
I think we're an outlier in a bad way, yes. Have I gone through every 50 state? No, but you don't see fraud on this scale in other states. And part of that is just we sit here as a team, and it's a relatively small team or a relatively small U.S. Attorney's Office. And every day we look under a rock and find a new $50 million fraud scheme.
Unbelievable. I mean, absolutely filthy, stinking rotten. Unbelievable. And it's going all over the country. In the state of Massachusetts. Let me see if I can find the Massachusetts story, because SNAP benefits for cash at multiple fake stores, one as small as 150 square feet. This in the state of Massachusetts, cashing out as much as $480,000 in EBT per month, $7 million in food stamps turned into cash at 2 locations. Again, one legitimate supermarket in the same area of these stores redeems approximately $80,000 in and SNAP benefits per month. Over the last 20 months, the Jaswala variety store was redeeming between 3 to 6 times that amount monthly. The 2 fake convenience store owners were both from the wonderful country of Haiti. Raids of Somali-owned health services business in Minnesota. Medicaid fraud exceeds $9 billion, and the people in charge of the state are responsible as well, including Tim Rhodes and, of course, the Keith Ellison and Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar needs to be removed from Congress and the country. Here's a report from KCTV5. I used to work for that company, Hubbard Broadcasting, about SNAP fraud.
I got to say, this was a first for me as a journalist. Watch.
So in 2020, let me see if I can get the right data here. In 2020, sorry. Sure I have the right data.
The Democrat Party needs to be swept into oblivion.
We'll skip the date. So at one point in time, we had 143 intentional program violations found, which was 0.003% of all cases.
That's a lie.
That is the commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Children, Youth, and Families responding to my question, how common is fraud in SNAP? SNAP, of course, is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It serves hundreds of thousands of Minnesotans every month. Her answer ultimately led us to uncover that the state repeatedly reported incorrect information about SNAP to the federal government, including data on how much money Minnesota distributed and how many people are bilking the system. The number she threw out,
143.
the department later confirmed was inaccurate in the federal reports we reviewed. So why does this matter? I'll let Minnesota State Auditor Julie Blaha explain why.
You know, if that SNAP program, we don't get good data on the SNAP program, it'd be easy for a legislator to say, oh, maybe it's not important. Ultimately, this is about making good decisions. The better the data, the better the decision.
The farmers and DFL, the Democrat Farmers and Laborers Party in the state of Minnesota, really should be investigated thoroughly. They are as crooked as the Soviet Union ever dreamed of. I lived in Minnesota under these communists, and they are communists, the DFL, Hammer and Sickle Party. Honestly, wow, utterly, $18 billion, and it's happening all over the country, and it's all under the auspices of Democrat governors and Democrat politicians. Here's a little something from Jim Gossett on this Friday before Christmas.
Have a holly Somali Christmas, millions you can steal. They stole a ton, nothing was done. Hey Tim Walz, what's the deal? Have a holly Somali Christmas, and in case you didn't hear,
it's a crap hole country.
Oh by golly, have a holly Somali Christmas this year. Ilan Omar, she's in on the theft.
Yeah, she is.
It's another reason you can't trust the left.
Goodbye.
Have a holly Somali Christmas. Tim Walz, let it take place. Oh, by golly, Tampa and Tim will never, ever save face.
Stacey Abrams' affiliate Climate Group collected $5 million in public funds before the Trump administration shut down the grant. Rewiring America, a climate activist organization closely tied to Democrat power broker Stacey Abrams, quietly banked more than $5 million in federal taxpayer money before the Trump administration moved to shut it down. She is affiliated with the group, there is no doubt. Stacey Abrams singled out, President Trump singled out Stacey Abrams as someone who helped orchestrate a $2 billion deal between left-wing nonprofit groups and the Environmental Protection Agency during the Biden administration. This Democrat Party is more corrupt than any of us could have ever imagined, and there has to be accountability. Joe Biden drafted a $27 billion green fund that sent out money to people like Stacey Abrams, made billionaires out of people who did nothing and millionaires out of people in places like Minnesota who came from crap holes. Let's take a break and come back. The one and only Mary Walter joins us next on a Friday on the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere. My nightly ritual now is a little ice, a little vanilla yogurt, banana, a little milk, and a scoop of chocolate brownie Beams Dream Powder in the blender. A little while later, I hit the sack and I sleep until sunrise. It's amazing. These days, everything moves so fast, and it certainly can mess with your sleep schedule. That's why I'm here to tell you about Beams Dream Powder. It's a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients, including reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. I've been using Beams Dream Powder for a year now, and I can honestly say I feel sharper, calmer, and more focused, and I'm not alone. Beam has improved over 28 million nights of sleep for people across the country. So if you've been waiting for the right time to try Dream, this is it. Go to shopbeam.com/Newsmax. Use code Newsmax and take advantage of my exclusive offer for 40% off. You can get their best-selling Dream Powder for just $39. So seriously, think about it. Go to shopbeam.com/Newsmax today.
success winning, he is thinning out the drug dealing trade. In the air, bombs are dropping on drug boats. Venezuelans, they are failing to get fentanyl through. And in most every ocean, you'll hear exploding boats, exploding boats, taking out all their drug shipments. But Duro's sad, been hurt bad. Soon he will be overthrown. Bombing boats, their drug boats. More will be blown up today.
Merry Christmas, darling. We're apart, that's true. But I can dream, and in my dream,
there was never a voice like her.
Christmasing with
And the Carpenters' Christmas album, one of my favorites of all time, absolutely. And you know what? I am secure enough in my masculinity to say that I think the Carpenters rock Christmas. Totally. Mary Walter, how are you on this Friday?
I'm doing just fine, but I have a fun Christmas Carpenter story if you'd like to hear it.
Of course, yes.
Okay, so when I was a little kid, I wanted Carpenter's album so bad for Christmas, right? So I got the Carpenter's album for Christmas, and I was so excited about it, and my brother colored it, the album itself, like the record itself, with a green Crayola crayon.
No.
Yep, and totally ruined it, and my parents didn't buy me a new one.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know, it's kind of weird, because wasn't Jesus a carpenter? Whoa! Whoa! I just put that two and two together. Oh, my God, it's so weird. That is so crazy. So, favorite... It's crazy,
because it really one has nothing to do with the other, but okay.
Okay, there you go. You know, I heard a thing about the Vince Guaraldi Christmas. I need to post it. The network hated it. They hated the Vince Guaraldi trio. And they did not like it, and it turned out just being... The Peanut special, the Christmas special, was expected to be a dud. I think it ended up being watched by like 50 million people that night. It's still a classic. It's still a classic. I was at a jazz club last night near my home. It's called La Porta, and it's a little restaurant, and it's the best dang restaurant ever. And I was talking about the Vince Guaraldi trio because it was playing up there the other night. That was pretty cool.
Were you just talking to random people, annoying them, and now you're banned, or
pretty much, because I have no friends and no family here. So yeah,
exactly.
I just strike up conversations with people. I'm the only guy at the bar drinking a Diet Coke.
Well, that's okay, but you just no one knows what's in it. I mean, I think so many people don't drink now that that's totally cool. Nobody cares.
Absolutely. Okay, so it didn't take very long for a Mondami appointee to resign. Anti-Semitic social media post by Mondami appointee Catherine Almonte da Costa, set to step in as the role of the director of appointments. She said some really pretty amazing stuff like more hungry Jews is indefensible. And what was another one? There was another one about Jews on the train. Hold on a second. I got it here somewhere. But, this didn't take very long. I don't think they did a very good job vetting, did they?
No. I'm pretty sure he's just putting his buddies into position, and this is going to be an absolute Titanic-sized wreck. There, I'm sure, are many, many anti-Semites in his administration.
Oh, God, yes.
But you know what? There were rabbis out there shilling for him, so you get what you vote for. I do not feel sorry for people who vote for their own destruction.
Well, they've a bunch of children voted for a bunch of children, and they have no clue what they're doing at all. They have no real life experience whatsoever, and they've been told to get behind the wheel of the bus, even though you've never driven before. And it's going to be right off the cliff. One of the comments online was money-hungry Jews, and the Rockaway train is the Jew train.
Wow.
God. We didn't see that in the vetting process. Oh, my God.
Okay, so my hunch is they did see it in the vetting process. Don't care. Didn't care at all, and figured it would never come to light. How many other things? I'm willing to bet a lot of people in that administration scrub their social media so that when people go back to try to do a gotcha, it's all gone.
Yeah.
That's my hunch.
Of course. It's very obvious. He ran as he brought along a bunch of useful idiots. He promised free train rides. He has no idea how he's going to pay for it. He has all these social programs, the cap on the rent and that. No, there was no plan there. He said the other day, how are you going to pay for it? He says, it's not about how we pay for it. It's that we pay for it.
Yeah, that reminds me when I was on the parish council for our church.
Yes.
I didn't want to be on it. My husband and I didn't want to be on it, but the priest at the time we were friendly with, and he goes, "No, you're going to be on it." I'm like, "Oh." So we did it, and I went to him, and he goes, "So let's go." He never came to the meetings, and I said to him, "I go, do you know they want to put some landscaping in?" And when asked how they're going to pay for it, they said, "God will provide." He goes, "And that's why you're on the parish council."
Wow. Hold on a second. Let me open my commerce banking app. Oh, God hasn't provided today. No. That's weird.
Because my husband and I are like, point of order.
God, keep the lights on, please.
Yeah, exactly. So then I understood why he wanted us on the parish council to kind of put the brakes on some stuff.
Unbelievable. Here's an interesting story, and because you live out east, Democrats who got wiped out by Republicans in one New York county blame radical leftist Zoran Mondami for the loss. Nassau County. GOP candidates notched an 11-0 record in contested executive branch races in Nassau. In the marquee race, County Executive Bruce Blakeman improved on his 2021 performance. In everywhere else but in the state of New York, other than the city of New York, a good share of the counties are agrarian. A good share of the state is actually conservative. And Mondami does not play well, though, does he?
No. Nassau County is out on the island, and that's where a lot of disaffected New Yorkers flee to get out of Manhattan. And why they go to Long Island is beyond me, because getting out onto Long Island is insane. I can drive to Washington, D.C. in less time than I can drive to my in-laws on Long Island.
Really?
It's insane. Oh,
wow.
It's insane. It's horrific. It's bumper-to-bumper traffic, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's ridiculous.
I've never been out there. The furthest I went,
nothing at all.
Really? What about the vineyards? I hear the vineyards are lovely out there.
Those are way out on the island.
Really? Maybe I should get a helicopter.
If you're talking out towards the Hamptons, that's just pack a lunch.
Gotcha. Here's something kind of interesting. I'm just throwing some stories at you here. Obviously there's a lot of big news. We'll get some of that as well. A new study says that swearing can make you stronger. I should be able to bench press 500 pounds.
I was going to say, well, then everyone in New Jersey from the time they're about 6 on is probably like the strongest people ever. So
well,
we can conjugate some words to make them adverbs, nouns, verbs, adjectives.
Oh, Mary, one time I remember I was in Cincinnati. My son was a couple years old, and I got in a piece of IKEA furniture, and it was a standing pantry, and it had 350 friggin' screws. And I said, I'm going to get through this without cursing. I did, and I made it to the very last screw, and the screw fell from my hand in slow motion, landed on the floor, and rolled into the furnace vent, and I heard it go ting, 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 ting into the distance. And I launched into a tirade of curse words that were non sequitur, like my dad used to do. It was the G and the N and the F and that and the S and that and this and that. They had to direct traffic around the air traffic around the cloud of profanity above my home for 2 years.
See, this is why my father always taught us whether you're changing a tire or doing anything with screws, you take a Frisbee and you put it upside down.
Yes. Well, you know the movie Christmas Story when Ralph,
Yep.
Fudge, but I didn't say fudge.
Yep, exactly. So my father always trained us from the time we were young that when we were doing anything with him, all the pieces that you needed if they were small, had to go inside a Frisbee.
100%. And by the way, in the study, it said that cyclists who repeatedly swore saw an 8% increase in grip strength and a 4.5% boost in power output compared with those repeating a neutral word. This is better than blood doping.
Yeah, this is why I used to have to wear my mouth guard when driving to Washington, D.C. and back, because on 95 I was so hyped up by the time I got to my destination and so disgusted with humanity that, that's why. Yep.
All right. We're going to take a break and come back. More with Mary Walter on the other side of the break. This is The Rob Carson Show.
revolve around you.
Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. That is the SpongeBob. I got Gen Z kids and the SpongeBob Christmas. That's a great song, actually. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. I think it's really good. And the live action version of that is a really funny cartoon. By the way, real quick, we'll get back to Mary Walter in a second. I get this email at home. Critical virus threat detected. Your iDefend trial has expired. Your PC is now vulnerable. You are the possibility of permanent data corruption. Family photos, work documents, essential files could be encrypted and held by ransom by malware. Here's the problem. This is malware. This is phishing. This is fake. This is fake. They're promising they're going to keep my computer safe, and they're saying that my trial has expired. I never had a trial. I never had a trial of this. I never tried it. And they're made to trick you into thinking, oh my God, I got to update my credit card information. Oh my God, I can't believe that my whatever ended, and you end up getting scrod, completely scrod. That's why I have WebRoot Total Protection. I got WebRoot Total Protection here in the studio. Right now you can get it 60% off by going to webroot.com/Carson. This is real-time antivirus protection. Excuse me. Got excited. Real-time antivirus protection against emerging threats like malware, ransomware, phishing scams. This nonsense. Web threat detects and blocks malicious sites before you can visit them. Because everybody's trying to sell you something this time of year. Everybody's trying to take advantage of fake charities, all sorts of nonsense. You can get VPN for 5 or 10 devices, select your connection from 80 locations, 65 countries, shields, kids, aging relatives and whatnot, and up to $1 million in expense reimbursement for stolen funds and out-of-pocket costs due to identity theft. So don't fall for it. Let WebRoot Total Protection handle it for you. Give the gift of cybersecurity, peace of mind, protection for yourself and loved ones starting at less than $20 with my exclusive offer. 60% off webroot.com/Carson. That's webroot.com/Carson. Mary Walter, did you hear the deadly Palisades in Farno took hold on area firefighters? They were restricted by woke laws protecting endangered plant species. Did you know that?
Not surprised. I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me at all. And quick question, are you losing your voice?
No, I just swallowed incorrect. Just kind of did that one.
Oh, I was hoping it was a Christmas miracle.
The opposite of what happened to Mrs. Brady. Do you remember the Brady Bunch?
Okay, can I ask you a question?
What?
Have you exhausted and just so overdosed your audience on Christmas that when I'm in for you next week, when it actually is Christmas, that we're going to have to do everything but Christmas?
No. You've got to build on what I have built here. You've got to continue it. You've got to live joyously, and you got to bring joy to people.
Christmas, best I can tell, for the last 2 weeks.
Oh hell yeah! Of course I did. Because last year was hell. Last year my Christmas was hell. And I don't even care if people get tired of Christmas.
Thank you. I appreciate you not caring.
Yeah. So anyway, the LAFD's mop-up operations in the Lackman fire wanted to preserve the endangered milk vetch plants which were going in the region. There is a federally endangered astragalus along the Tenescal fire route. Would be nice to avoid cutting if possible, one state official wrote, and so they basically let the fire smolder because they didn't want to kill the milk vetch, but it ended up killing 12 people and destroying 7,000 homes.
And the milk vetch.
Yeah, and the milk. And by the way, did you hear about this? The Santa Ynez Reservoir is going to be offline and empty again for the next 9 months. The one that they had empty that they didn't have any water in, they're doing it again.
Well, this is good because, Gavin Newsom's the front runner for the Democrats in 2028. So this is great. Let him Gavin Newsom up California even more.
Oh, I swear to God. I don't understand it. The Democrats do not have a bench. Did you hear that polling finds Pete Buttigieg is less popular with black voters than David Duke? Did you know that?
That's hilarious. But we can laugh at them all they want.
Yes.
I guarantee you there's going to be hanky-panky in the midterms. But when we find out, we just found out, I think it was in Wisconsin,
yes,
there were over something like 300,000 votes that were counted even though they were unsigned. They were
yes,
counted anyway.
Yes.
And then after the fact, they go, oh, sorry, our bad. After it's all counted and the shenanigans and they get what they want, then they're so sorry and no one goes to jail.
Well, here's the thing. You've got Harmeet Dillon. She's absolutely kicking butt and taking names. She's getting a lot done, and she's going to get a lot done. Before then, you've You've got Kristi Noem. You've got others involved in getting illegals off the voter rolls, etc. And so I don't think it's going to be as shenanigan-y as you think it is.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that bothers me is
What?
the lack of people being arrested. There's a lack of
I know.
consequences. Look at Letitia James. Look at James Comey. Why did the Republicans choose to prosecute them in the Eastern District of Virginia, where you know you're probably not going to get an indictment? And oh, look, they didn't get an indictment.
Yeah.
Why are they so stupid? Why don't they learn and say, oh, maybe we'll do it in Florida or somewhere else? Why don't they go venue shopping the way Democrats go venue shopping?
Yeah, we need to do that. And then also, I'm hoping and praying. Did you hear that in Minnesota, the fraud is now, they're saying, maybe $18 billion?
Of course.
Unbelievable.
Of course. And Tim Walz knew what was going on. There is no way Tim Walz didn't know.
Of course.
Ilhan Omar is pictured with at least 80% of these people,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But I guarantee you, nothing's going to happen to either one of them. There will be no consequences.
There had better be, Mary. I'm telling you. Did you know that 85% of Democrats in Minnesota still support that jackass?
Of course they do.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Of course they do.
I'm glad I moved out of that state. Dear God in heaven, what an awful state run by the Democrat Farmers and Laborers Party. It's a hammer and sickle communist party. All right, so we got to run. You're going to be on next week and the week after for me. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that, Mary. I know you are going to do an outstanding job. I like to choose you exclusively to do it because you kick butt.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much. And just a programming note, I will be on with Rita Cosby tomorrow at 12:30 on Newsmax.
Yes.
And, of course, Monday on the Chris Salcedo Show, sometime between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 5:15, sometimes it's a little bit later. And then I'll fit other Newsmax stuff in between my filling in all over everywhere in the next 2 weeks.
And just Google Mary Walter. Mary, God bless you and your hubby and your family and your friends, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you.
You, too, have a very blessed holiday, and you deserve the time off. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
We'll talk to you again soon. Let's take a break. It's the Rob Carson Show. Cyber crimes spike during the holidays. Protecting yourself doesn't have to be complicated. Protect your... I've got to get something here on the... Here we go. Yeah, here we go. All right, okay. Sorry, I had to get the next break ready. Let's see who's on here. 1 second. Lots of folks watching today. Let's go to YouTubeage. Dark Saturn is on there today. Mickey Hastings, hello, Deplorable Dinosaur. Hello, Dark Saturn. I see you said hello to me. Nice to have you joining us today. Hope you enjoy the show. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you for your programming with a sense of humor, Rita. Thanks, Rita. Glad to do it. See-Through Crew, what's up? You are awesome, sir. Thank you very much. You just made my day. Shenanigans Cushman, whoa, what up? How are you? Afternoon, a 1965 War Eagle. Woo! I like that name, man. That totally kicks butt. Yeah, great people were born in 1965. Thank you very much. Dookie Bear, what's up? R. DeSanti was complaining I haven't said hi in a couple weeks. Well, hello. Timothy 39, good to see you there. Deborah 1955, Deborah D 1955. Yes, and there you go. Thank you for watching today. BF05, not BF549. That was Junior Sample's phone number for his car dealership. Wasn't it BF549? Or was it? Can't remember what it was. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the show today. We've got much to get to. I want to play some glorious Mike Benz next. He's spectacular. Anyway, yeah, one more hour of the show here in the next hour, and we got some good stuff. I promise you. Who's watching over on Facebook? I got to talk. Hold on. All right, here we go.
I'm the best DA in the Southeast. Why wouldn't I be proud of my work? I noticed that you didn't bring any diversity here when you brought witnesses. You brought all Republican, Caucasian people to come and to tell you about my work. I don't need daddy to tell me how to do my work. I know how to do my work. What I can tell you is that
I'll
I
give you time to
allowed
review the
Mr. Wade to bill 160 hours a week, and then Mr.
See, this is what happened when Jerry Springer died. People like Fonnie Willis became prominent in politics and in jurisprudence. Here is Mike Benz. I want to just let Mike Benz go off on Fannie.
That poor Nathan Wade. Apparently, Nathan Wade had to buy her that fake rabbit fur coat.
Just listen. I'm gonna let him go.
That she wore into the court, to the Georgia Senate hearing today. She went in there. She was defiant. She was telling the Georgia senators that their questions were so-called dumbass.
Yeah.
So Georgia state prosecutors and the feds both need to go on dual tracks and put Big Fanny's fat ass in prison.
Yes.
Because she politicized and weaponized her office to take out Trump and to take out his supporters for non-crimes. She violated their constitutional rights. She made them go through hell. Big Fannie Willis was corrupt. She hired her dumb, unqualified boyfriend, Nathan Wade, paid him $700,000, took illegal kickbacks in the form of these lavish trips to Belize, the Caribbean. She's a Grey Goose girl. Big Fannie told us. She said that she went Dutch and her boyfriend, Nathan Wade, she paid him back cash that she learned from her Black Panther father because she kept cash in her mattress. But she couldn't explain how she replenished that cash. I mean, Big Fannie is a disgrace. And it is shameful that her big ass is walking around on the streets right now. These Georgia prosecutors should indict today. The federal prosecutors should indict today. She committed perjury. She obstructed justice. She lied. She committed fraud. She conspired. What the hell are these prosecutors doing in Georgia, both state and federal,
Here we go.
to let this big tub of lard walk around and be defiant like she is today? Put her fat ass in prison.
There you go, man. If the word ass were a drinking game, you'd be dead by now. Mike Benz, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Benz. And let's hope that 2026 becomes the year not only we get Karen, we drive Karen from the public square, but we start putting people in jail for what they did to us, what they did to the president, and what they did to us. Final hour of the show is ahead. An amazing story from a woman berated in Target. Gilbert, Arizona lies about their crime statistics too, and the Bears are considering leaving Chicago because of Brandon Johnson. That's all coming up. Don't go anywhere.
This is the right choice for Maryland.
informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. Welcome to the final hour of the show today. I'm going to be taking next week and the week after off to drive across the country and see my kids and my dogs. And so we're not going to be streaming next week. And, there's a lot of, there's a lot of me online, okay? You can watch older shows, whatever. And I'll be checking in a lot on social media. Not a lot. It won't be political. It'll be more personal stuff, maybe even sharing some recipes when I make the food that my daughter is begging me to make when I get back to the Kansas City area. She's already asked me for cinnamon rolls, because I make a cinnamon roll that'll kick your butt. I make a, oh, are you ready? I'm gonna destroy you. This is gonna be in your mind all day. Maple bacon cinnamon rolls. Maple bacon cinnamon rolls. Maple bacon cinnamon rolls. Yeah. I even do the pork belly. I let it soak in real maple syrup for a couple days. Give it a light rinse. Stick it in the smoker with hickory, and then oh my God, it is so good. And homemade mac cheese. I'm gonna make some sick and wrong mac cheese, and I'm gonna make some sick and wrong. I'm gonna smoke a salmon. I'm gonna make some smoked salmon fettuccine. So I'll be sharing that on. Did I just destroy you for the day? I did, didn't I? You're focusing on food. The DNC is scrapping its report on what went wrong in 2024. Ken Martin, the Democrat National Committee chairman, ordered the autopsy months ago, but says he is said to believe that it would be counterproductive to the party to actually look at itself and how it failed. I love this. I love it. They don't get it. They are not. They have not learned from loss. And the thing you learn from the most is loss. You learn more, obviously, from loss than victory any day of the week, and they're doing it anyway. They're doing it anyway. It's just glorious. It's just absolutely glorious. I wanted to, this last year, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff at you. I think they're kind of fun. One of them is Sebastian Gorka. Seb Gorka is an amazing guy. I've had the opportunity to meet him a couple times. I'm not sure he's that crazy about me. I think he may not think I'm a serious individual. But anyway, I mean, he's polite to me and everything. He just, we've not had any extended conversations. But, maybe that'll change. He's friends with Chris Plant. Chris Plant is a good buddy of mine. But I love Sebastian Gorka. I love it because he's an American badass. If you ever met him, he's 6'4". You don't look that tall on television, but he is a big man. He makes me look small. And I saw him at the Newsmax Christmas party. And he was being interviewed yesterday talking about what Donald Trump has done for terrorism, to take down terrorists. And I just thought I'd play it apropos of nothing because he just kicks ass.
Mr. Solomon, I would never accuse you of fake news. So talking to John Solomon, one of my heroes who's been on this show, and I've had the opportunity to meet him a couple times. Mr. Solomon, I would never accuse you of fake news. So let me couch it as a breaking update exclusive for you and your team.
What's that?
As of this morning,
yes,
we are as of this morning at 449 jihadis who have been terminated since the president was sworn back in again. That is excluding the Houthi campaign, excluding the cartel drug boats. Breaking news on your show: 449 jihadis vaporized.
Wow.
I love it. It's incredible. I mean, you were just on a month ago. It was like 70. You're just making huge progress. We are getting these guys every day. I think people are waking up to the notion that ISIS has been behind a lot of mischief in the last few months. You've got them on the radar. You're knocking them out every day.
Yes.
But they kind of reconstituted themselves during the Biden years. And ISIS got a little bit more juice under Joe Biden.
Sadly so. When we came in, as you well recall, in the first Trump administration, the president inherited this philosophy. Obama actually said publicly, ISIS is just a generational threat you have to live with. Well, we said, no, we're not putting up with U.S. nationals being beheaded, Jordanian fighter pilots being burnt alive, Yazidi women being raped by the score. And so the president declared war on the ISIS caliphate, and within a matter of weeks, the physical caliphate that had been established by the jihadi threat group in Syria and Iraq was gone. However, there are always survivors. There are new recruits. Where did they go under the Biden administration?
Australia.
When counterterrorism was in fact used to target Americans, as you well know.
Yeah, absolutely true. That's what the Biden administration did. And that's the next thing. We've got to wipe the world of radical jihad. Radical Islam has to be eliminated. It has to be eliminated on our shores. If you espouse radical Islam, you lose your place in the country. You lose everything. You lose your visa. You lose your citizenship. You leave the country. For Christmas, here's something from Jim Gossett about the narco-terror boats that Democrats love so much.
Excess winning, he is thinning out the drug-dealing trade. In the air, bombs are dropping on drug boats.
And Democrats are siding with the drug guys.
Venezuelans,
unbelievable.
They are failing.
Wow.
To get fentanyl through.
Wow.
And in most every ocean, you'll hear.
What will we hear, Jim?
Exploding boats.
Boom, boom, boom.
Exploding boats.
Bang, bang, bang.
Taking out all their drug shipments.
This makes me smile.
But Duro's sad. Been hurt bad. Soon he will be overthrown.
Bye-bye.
Bombing boats.
Bombing boats.
Their drug boats.
Their drug boats.
More will be blown up today.
Yeah, they got another 2 yesterday, and the Democrats were all butthurt about it because, they love their terrorists. Anything to be against Donald Trump, anything at all to be against Donald Trump. And, it's gonna backfire on him because this next year is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Joe Biden, he was involved in the raid on Mar-a-Lago, by the way. We are discovering that there was no reason to raid Mar-a-Lago. There were FBI agents who said there's no reason to, there's no just cause to. They did it because they wanted to find something. They wanted to pin something on Donald Trump. They planted folders on the floor and pretended like there were classified and top secret documents underneath them. It was really what the Gestapo would do. Here's a report from Fox.
Here, Biden White House coordinated on raid of Trump's Mar-a-Lago, then took convo offline, right? Ex-DOJ official says that. Fox News follows up with this. Fox News Digital reviewed emails between FBI and Justice Department officials in the months leading up to the August 2022 raid of Mar-a-Lago, with FBI officials expressing concerns about a lack of probable cause to execute the search warrant on then former president's resident.
It didn't matter. And also those other 91 counts were all fake too. And the 4 trials were fake too. They used the DOJ to find the man and then find the crime and make up anything, parlay some sort of thing that was beyond the statute of limitations, or parlay a misdemeanor into a felony. Anything that they could do. When that didn't work, they tried to take him off the ballot, and when that didn't work, they tried to kill him.
In Palm Beach. I mean, this is a big deal.
This is why we're not going anywhere. This is why we would fight till the end for this man and our country as founded, because he's the only thing standing between us and our destruction.
Not getting a lot of coverage. It should, because this shows this is some bad political behavior.
Not only bad political behavior, Trace, in the history of our country, we have never, ever, and I'm not using hyperbole here, this is the true sanity check. We have never seen a miscarriage of justice, a weaponization of a justice system against a former president like we have President Trump.
Yeah, nothing like it. And I witnessed it in real time. You witnessed it in real time. Here's Scott Pelley. Scott Pelley, who talks like Sam the Eagle from the Muppet Show, talking with Joe Biden. His brain was working a little bit better. It was like at 40% capacity. Talking about how Joe Biden had no idea what was going on at Mar-a-Lago, even though he freaking lied.
Have you been briefed, sir, on the top secret documents that were found at Mar-a-Lago?
No.
No one has come to you to warn you that important national security secrets were revealed by the storage of those documents at the former president's home.
I have not personally spoken to anyone on that, in that regard. I'm sure my administration is aware of all of that, and so is the National Security
because they've been
Council,
working
but I have
together
not.
to go after Donald
Were
Trump.
you notified of the FBI's execution of a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago?
No.
No, you
Not ahead of
actually were
time.
part of it.
The FBI spread the documents out on a floor to make a record of what was found.
No, they didn't. They put some folder covers on things that they brought with them.
When you saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on
There weren't any.
the floor at Mar-a-Lago, what did you think to yourself, looking at that image?
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible.
I'm going to tell you, I have no pity for Joe Biden. I have no thought about him, no positive thought about him whatsoever. I will not wish anything bad upon him, although he is an evil, filthy, rotten scumbag. He's the most corrupt president in the history of our country. He has done nothing while in office to serve us, to serve the country. He has only served himself. He is a scumbag. His son is a scumbag. His wife is a scumbag. His entire family are scumbags. I know I'm not supposed to say that during the Christmas season, but what he did to our country, what he tried to do to us, what he did to Donald Trump, I'm not going to forgive him. I'll leave that up to somebody in the next life. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. This is John Solomon, one of the great journalists in America today, Just the News, talking about how our government became the Soviet Union.
Us from an intelligence agent, now retired, very senior. He looked me in the eye and said, the truth of the matter is, we took the playbook for psychological operations and information warfare that we would use against our enemies, and we turned it against the American people to undo the 2016 election and to make sure they didn't elect Donald Trump in 2020. Now, that is a senior intelligence officer with more than 30 years of experience, a patriot who served in some of the most dangerous parts of the world, and he understood that the tactics of making something fake look real were ripped right out of our intelligence communities. Our intelligence...
Yeah. It has been very difficult to defend the obvious truths of the election of 2020, the COVID protocols, the southern border, all of the nonsense, the Russia collusion. It's been very difficult when you have a media that slavishly covers it as fact and leaves journalistic curiosity behind. And consequently, there are masses of people that without proof tell you you're a conspiracy theorist. It has been dreadful, and it has weighed heavy on the hearts of conservatives for years. And I said during the last election that hell is coming, and it needs to come for those who did this to us, because it is dreadful. Dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. We know that the city of Washington, D.C., the police chief, the outgoing police chief, who should be brought up on charges, forced her officers, investigators, to lie about crime statistics to make it seem like Washington, D.C. was safer than it was. I believe they said that crime was down 27%. It was actually up 2%. The city was riddled with homelessness, carjackings happening by the dozens every single day. Donald Trump brought in the National Guard. The mayor had to go along with it, and now she is outgoing and under investigation, and the police chief is outgoing as well. Gilbert, Arizona. Police have been accused of falsifying crime statistics through underreporting, revealing possible nationwide trend after 2024 FBI crime stats find the massive plunge in violent crime in D.C. Police caught rigging data. So this looks like it could have been happening for the election year. It looks like the Democrat Party was working with municipalities around the country to lie about crime data, so it would appear, and it was a lie, because it was ridiculous to think otherwise, because they drove officers by the thousands from their ranks because they defunded the police, demonized the police. Let these pro-crime judges, pro-criminal judges let people out with a slap on the wrist. Let gangs run roughshod through municipalities in New York and Colorado and whatnot. Here's a report from Gilbert, Arizona.
Gilbert, Arizona. A town known nationwide, the beauty found in its quiet family streets, endorsed by an impressive federal designation.
Yeah, listen.
One of the safest places to live.
It's a lie.
But some say it's all a lie.
The question is, are we as safe as we told the public we were? Police officers and the residents have suffered as a result.
Last month, former Councilman Bill Spence pulling back the curtain during public comment. Spence detailing a conversation he had with current town councilman Kenny Buckland, who used to be high up within Gilbert Police.
During these conversations, he made several concerning statements about Gilbert Police Department policies implemented by former Police Chief Tim Dorn.
Spence says Buckland told him a decade ago Gilbert Police changed crime reporting protocol.
They said we were getting safer, but we weren't. They are just evil.
Protocol, designating a new priority for calls for service.
In reference to Chief Dorn, he said he fudged numbers.
The change was called Priority Zero.
And he specifically talked about bank robberies, injury collisions were the ones that he had cited that were specifically moved out of the highest priority into another priority.
Spence says Priority Zero is abnormal. Data's typically track Priority 1 through 4, and when calls got moved, you could see the difference.
We had 15,000 emergency calls for service. Simply by manipulating the numbers and establishing a Priority Zero, we took 14,500 calls and moved them into a different priority, leaving only 500 calls for our most severe
crime's
calls
down.
for service.
The new numbers sent to the FBI, creating a resounding designation as the 2022 second safest city in America.
Well, in that specific instance, it took our response times, our reported response times, from 6 minutes and 31 seconds down to under 4 minutes. By doing nothing but changing the database.
Spence says the town's newfound reputation came at a cost. With less crime comes fewer officers, but it's all based on bad numbers.
Yeah, so the crime was actually worse, but they were lying about it, so they required fewer police. So fewer police, more crime. According to August 5th, 2025 press release from the FBI, more than 16,000 state, county, city, university, and college and tribal agencies covering a combined population of 95.6% of the U.S. population submitted data to the UCR program through the National Incident-Based Reporting System and their summary reporting system in 2024, and national crime decreased an estimated 4.5% in 2024. How many of the municipalities were lying because it was an election year? It was all a friggin' lie. It was all a lie. The COVID relief was all a lie. It was all looted. The treasury was looted. The border was open. The treasury was looted. The overall rates of violent and property crime in the United States declined in 2024, recording the lowest property crime rates and lowest violent crime since 1969. It was all a freaking lie. In addition to the overall crime rate reduction, homicides down 32%, 39% down, carjackings down 50%. All a lie. All a lie. Pamela Smith, the chief of police in D.C., used fear, intimidation, threats, retaliation to force officers and police commanders to manipulate crime data. With a Democrat in charge, do you suppose that crime went down? No, of course it didn't go down. They defunded the police in the summer of 2020. They never recovered. They allowed people to go into cities like Los Angeles, steal $1,000 from any store, walk out without being charged with a misdemeanor, people getting slapped on the wrists in municipalities like New York. It was all a massive lie. Everything was a massive lie. The Democrat Party destroyed every metric of quality of life in America. This is why they're out of power. This is why they need to be held accountable, and people need to go to jail. We will never forget what you put us through, Democrats. We will never forget what you did, particularly to our president and to the country as founded. And as we go into 2026, it is going to be a glorious year, and we are going to overwhelm you with joy and patriotism and justice. Thank you very much. Coming up, the great Christian Toto, talking about the even James Cameron is tired of the Avatar franchise, and where the Oscars is going to be aired this year. Let's just say it's a major fall from grace. Don't go anywhere. My nightly ritual now is a little ice, a little vanilla yogurt, banana, a little milk, and a scoop of chocolate brownie Beams Dream Powder in the blender. A little while later, I hit the sack and I sleep until sunrise. It's amazing. These days, everything moves so fast, and it certainly can mess with your sleep schedule. That's why I'm here to tell you about Beams Dream Powder. It's a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients, including reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. I've been using Beams Dream Powder for a year now, and I can honestly say I feel sharper, calmer, and more focused, and I'm not alone. Beam has improved over 28 million nights of sleep for people across the country. So if you've been waiting for the right time to try Dream, this is it. Go to shopbeam.com/Newsmax. Use code Newsmax and take advantage of my exclusive offer for 40% off. You can get their best-selling Dream Powder for just $39. So seriously, think about it. Go to shopbeam.com/Newsmax today.
Oh, there's no place like jail for Kelly to stay. Alyssa Slotkin should be there too. Their sentencing will be a happy day. 'Cause they broke the law and they will get their due. I'm watching Jason Crow on CNN. He is looking scared, trying hard to dodge the FBI. Miss Houlihan looked nervous. She was unprepared. I will be delighted when they're all indicted, 'cause there's no place like jail for those 6 to stay. In cells where all of them should be. A court-martial, it could come any day. Lock Mark Kelly up and throw away the key. The House wants me to testify about Jeffrey Epstein, but I've got lots to cover up, if you know what I mean. They'll ask me about the island, on what went on down there. I could go and tell the truth, but I wouldn't dare. I am dodging subpoenas, and so is my wife. We will try to dodge them for the rest of our lives. We are dodging subpoenas. Comer says we'll fail, 'cause if we keep on dodging, he will send us to jail. We are dodging subpoenas. Could find us in contempt from prosecution. We are not exempt. We are dodging subpoenas because we are afraid.
It's a Friday on the Rob Carson Show, and one of our unusual suspects on Friday is Christian Toto, Hollywood in Toto. But first,
I'll have a blue
little Michael Bublé.
Christmas.
I'm going to have to go with
without you.
Bublé. No, Carpenters first, Bublé second, Vince Guaraldi Christmas. No. Vince Guaraldi Christmas 2, Bublé third. I don't know. Mariah Carey on the bottom of the list. I can't listen to that song anymore. I just can't do it. Hello, Christian Toto. How are you today?
I'm good.
You know, All I Want for Christmas Is You is like catnip to women, like Dancing Queen at a wedding reception. It's crazy. They just start dancing. It's involuntary.
Yeah, certain songs we have this connection to for sure, especially this time of the year. Yeah. Although my favorite songs are often from the animated specials, whether it's Put One Foot in Front of the Other or Snow Miser, Heat Miser. Those are the songs that just... I can't stop playing them this time of year.
There's a guy on social media doing those songs and scenes from those movies, kind of stop action motion with himself, and they're absolutely hilarious. I've been reposting them on social media. I don't have it in front of me. It's just absolutely hilarious. I think he's probably like a millennial, pretty young guy, but those things are evergreen, man. Even though they're just the animation is terrible, but they're wonderful. They're just wonderful. The Island of Misfit Toys. It's amazing. Couple of things I want to mention off the top of the bat. Scott Adams of Dilbert fame. I saw a brief video of him last night. He does not appear to be doing well. He says he's paralyzed below the waist. So he appears to have begun declining despite the last-ditch effort in the experimental treatment for cancer. And I just would hope that you pray for him. It's just so dreadful, cancer. I hope that this, they keep talking about AI and what it can do and the possibility it'll cure cancer. And I'm just so damn tired of watching people die so early of it, to be quite honest.
I am too. It feels like the older you get, the more and more horrible stories, the more and more people who are younger facing this fight. And, it's a fight that sometimes can be won. My wife had breast cancer, and she's doing well, but the specter of it coming back, even for survivors, is always there. It's heartbreaking.
It's dreadful. It's dreadful. All right, so there's another Avatar movie. Wow, yeah, yippee skippy. I thought the first one was pretty good. I thought the giant blue alien girls were pretty hot, and then the second one I guess was pretty good. And now you say that even maybe Cameron's getting tired of the Avatar franchise.
Yeah, I watched the new one, which is Avatar: Fire and Ash, opening this weekend, and he has said publicly that this is the end of this chapter in the story, but there may be more movies to come. And I remember watching the end of this thinking it didn't feel like a finale. I mean, there was an ending. There was sort of a story elements that wrapped up to a degree. But if you've got a massive franchise like this, you want to end on a note that's really significant, that's profound, that's, oh my gosh, this is the end. And it didn't happen like that. So I don't know what's going on in Cameron's brain. Listen, these films are beautiful. The 3D is amazing. I don't know what he does, his magic behind this camera, but he's able to create these visuals that are like nothing you've seen before. So I can't take things away from him, but it's a story that feels like a rehash of the last film. Some of the dialogue is so bad you want to poke your ears out. And, it's got problems. And, I don't know whether it was less preachy than the last two, or I'm used to it, or even he is tired of the sort of the lecturing and the finger wagging. I don't know. That didn't bother me as much this time, but he's alternately a genius and a hack. It's a very weird combination.
Oh, yes.
But he's got a lot of talent. I just wish he had a collaborator who can kind of rein in his impulses.
Yeah, I guess I get a little lost in the CGI. And it becomes to be boring. It's like a lot of the superhero movies now. It's just yawn. You've got to be really original. Guardians of the Galaxy was really original. The first Iron Man was really original. The first Deadpool was really original. Those were like, wow, wow, wow. The last, what was it, Wolverine versus, what the hell? Was
Deadpool?
Deadpool. Oh, my God, that was dreadful. All they did was stab and kill each other and stab and kill and slaughter and kill. And there's this one scene in the car where they just stab and kill each other for about an hour, and you're like, oh, God, please, can we just do something else?
Well, you're right, and also when you watch the new Avatar, the first 10 minutes you're thinking, this is stunning, I am agog, I am enjoying this, I just can't believe my eyes. But after a while, it just becomes normal. And then you're waiting for the story and the characters and something of consequence to kick in, and it really never does.
I remember when I saw it in IMAX, and I just, all I could think of is those blue alien babes are pretty hot. They're like 8 feet tall. Hell yeah. I did. I was like, wow, dang, I've never been attracted to something with a tail. Anyway, so...
You're very progressive there.
So, starting in 2029, the Irrelevant Oscars will have its annual awards on YouTube. On YouTube, yeah. The 2028 will be the last time it's on ABC. It used to be seen by 30, even 50 million people. Since 2021, the ratings have remained in the teens, and so it looks like Oscar is just never going to be the same, is it?
No, absolutely not. I didn't write this joke, but I'm stealing it from someone. I don't know who said it, but they said, like and subscribe, like and smash that subscribe button. And now back to the Oscars. I mean, that's what we're dealing with here. It's a changing of the guard, and maybe it all makes sense. But also, with one of the major trades just had an article saying, now we can finally have the unedited, longer version of the Oscar ceremony that we've all dreamed about. I'm thinking, dude, are you crazy? That show's 3.5 hours long. I want to kill myself.
Well,
and it's longer.
It's so preachy, and it's gotten so elite, and the Hollywood is so out of touch, and they can't seem to find a host. Obviously, the heyday was Billy Crystal when he hosted the Oscars. Then you could just really look forward to it, and then it's Kimmel, then it's O'Brien, and O'Brien was pretty good, and then they had what's his name from Family Guy, he did. I thought he did a pretty good job, by the way. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Okay.
But,
one and done, though,
Yeah. Just, I don't know. I'm not. we're not as enamored by it. And I think also there's such a volume of work out there. It's almost blurring, because sometimes when I talk to you, Christian, I go, well, you talk about something on HollywoodInToto.com, and I go, is that in the theaters or is it streaming? Because there's just so much out there.
Yeah, the media marketplace is just too busy. It's too muddy. It's too filled. But the Oscars used to slice through that. It used to matter. We used to rally around it. We'd make pools. Let's pick all the nominees and see who wins and blah blah blah. It just doesn't have that anymore, and there's a million reasons why. The arrogance of the event itself, for sure. The host who's more political, but it's a perfect storm of we don't care anymore.
Yeah, there was some controversy this week. Rob Reiner was murdered. It's just a tragic story, and I don't blame Donald Trump for what he said about Robert Reiner. Rob Reiner was awful to him for decades. I can't imagine I would send funeral flowers, but it's a tragedy. He did some beautiful movies, though. My son and I watched This Is Spinal Tap. The Princess Bride is a classic. It's a movie that everybody quotes. But you have on your Hollywood in Toto the one Rob Reiner classic that gets overlooked. Which one's that?
Yeah, it's called The Sure Thing from 1985. It's John Cusack and Daphne Zuniga. It's a road trip comedy. It's a rom-com. It's a little bit bawdy. The whole premise is that he's going to meet a sure thing, a girl who is charmed very easily. Let's just put it that way.
Yes,
but it's got great dialogue, funny scenes, and it's got a heart to it. That's the best rom-coms are sweet at the end of the day, even if they can get a little raunchy, a little R-rated. This one I don't think is R-rated, but
The Sure Thing.
I
Sure Thing.
can't help loving it.
The older you get, the less sure those things are. By the way, I'm single now. I'll just tell you, I ain't sure of nothing. I know what I'm sure of. I'm gonna be sleeping by myself tonight. One other thing I want to mention, Gil Gerard. This is going to, mean something to Gen Xers. Famous for Captain Buck Rogers in the series 1979 with the what was the robot that he had? It was Mel Blanc's. One of his last roles was as the robot. Was it Twiggy or something like that? I can't remember. But
it was like beep 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 beep. Okay.
Buck. Yeah, that was the voice of Bugs Bunny. Holy hell! 82 years old. He passed away with cancer. Cancer again. Had some amazing things to say. He said, "Don't waste your time on anything that doesn't thrill you or bring you love. See you out there somewhere in the cosmos," is what he said. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, listen, a lot of memories of that, and people are very sad on Facebook for sure, and for good reason.
Absolutely. Well, Christian, I appreciate you. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's such a blessing to be able to have you and share you with the national audience. I've known you for many years, and I just want you to know I appreciate you.
I feel the same way. Thanks so much.
All right, let's take a break. Now, HollywoodInToto.com, and where can people find your podcast? Go ahead.
Yep, YouTube, iTunes, Rumble, you name it, it's there. You should be able to find it. It's Hollywood in Toto. Check out the search engine, you'll find it.
All right, let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show.
straight face here. The Bears belong in the city of Chicago. The Chicago Bears belong in the city of Chicago, right? And I've said repeatedly that the door is always open for conversations, and Kevin Warren did call me yesterday. We didn't get a chance to connect, and I
wouldn't this just be the icing on the cake for just an awful mayor? And honestly, what a joke. Brandon Johnson, the city of Chicago, is a complete disgrace. He's polling at like 4%, and the Bears are considering pulling out of Chicago. And you know what? Chicago gets what it gets. It's just too damn bad. And they're a damn good team this year, too, by the way. But Brandon Johnson is an absolute disgrace. What a buffoon, what a cartoon, what a fool. It's just sad that the people of Chicago keep electing idiots like that. Here's a nice Christmas story for you. Jeannie Beeman, 72-year-old Target employee. Maybe you've seen her. She was being berated for wearing a Charlie Kirk Freedom T-shirt in a viral video. She's come forward to speak to the media about Michaela Ponce, who works for Inlow Health. She's basically forgiving her. Ponce has released a statement which is not written in the way she speaks she's begging for forgiveness after the police announced they've dropped their investigation into the incident because she was just cruel. She was using all sorts of awful language. This 72-year-old woman, the F you and F this and F that and Charlie Kirk and this and all that. They did a Give, Send, Go fundraiser, and now Jeannie Beeman, who works at Target, has $215,000. The incident took place in Chico, California, and uploaded to TikTok by Ponce herself. She shut down all of her social media accounts shortly after they published it, and people went nuts on it. Before being locked down, Ponce's TikTok channel featured videos of her complaining about her mother, wanting to gift a Bible to her teenage nephew, threatening to start a blog exposing all of the secrets of people who live in her town, laughing about people in her community, believing that she was a hit list, I don't know whatever that means. She sounds like an awful human being, like a Karen. In the video of her berating this Jeannie, she repeatedly saying that she's effing stupid, accusing of her of being a racist, and here is what Jeannie had to say after all of that. And she was very polite, by the way, very, very polite in the exchange. Never went off about this awful woman, this Ponce, who is now begging for her job and begging for forgiveness. I hope that she's learned something from it, but you never know.
I know people are calling for her to be fired for this. Do you think that that's right? Would you like that to happen?
No, I don't think that's right. Like, one saying I have is, two wrongs don't make a right. She wronged me, but I don't want to wrong her, or I don't want her wrong, because it's not going to make it right. I mean, wow. That was her opinion. But she's the one that put it on Facebook, or put it on that. So, but I really wouldn't want to see somebody lose their job over it.
Wow. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? I want to share something with you. I haven't played it. I haven't listened to it in a year. Last Valentine's Day, and nothing has gotten more, has been mentioned to me by listeners more than this moment on Valentine's Day last year, where for the first time in my life in broadcasting, I was at a loss for words. I come in here with joy in my heart every single day. I did it through the last presidency, particularly the last election year. I've done it through the death of my mother. I've done it through a lot of things. And today's Valentine's Day. And today, and I hate to say this because I tried so hard, I was served divorce papers today during the show. I wanted to prove my family wrong. I wanted to prove my past wrong. What I went through with a father who left me and parents who were unhappily married, and I did my level best to be the best father and husband and I could, and devoted my life to my family, and experienced some hardships, lost my job, and fell into depression, the last few years. In the span of 3 years, I lost my mother and my brother. And I found out that my mother gave me up for adoption because I was raped. And I fell into a deep depression and alcohol abuse. My mother was raped. And I had a miracle happen. I recovered from it. I woke up one morning and I didn't remember the taste of alcohol, and I didn't go through withdrawals, and I'd been through withdrawals before, and I'd been hospitalized. And I devoted myself to my family for making up everything that I did wrong during those times. And I did my level best. I bought a house with sales from selling cars and got a she shed in the backyard where my wife could enjoy her time by herself, and got her her dream convertible last summer, and got her through her mother's death. And even read her mother's eulogy. She asked me to write the eulogy, and I presume that she was unhappy because of her mother's death, but there was no hope of ever rekindling a relationship after so much. And I'm sharing this with you because I would ask that you pray for me and pray for my family. I wanted to share that. That was the most difficult thing I've ever done on the radio. On the other side of the break, I'm going to explain why it's a good thing. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Cyber crimes spiked during
Noah,
the holidays. Can you find Silent Night by Mannheim Steamroller? It's in the bumper roll.
And identity this holiday season and
Hello?
into 2026. Give the gift of cyber.
Hello?
Simply dial 410-230-1820 to request the information kit.
Simply dial 410-230-1.
Sorry, guys. Just talking to Noah. I'm lost here for a moment. I apologize.
May be offset by higher fees and reduced benefits. Past performance is not.
Thanks for the comments, Beck and Tom and all that. I got lost for a second. I apologize. I apologize. Before the end of the show, I want to say hi to Sophia in Perry Hall. Hello, Sophia. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for your kind, sincere words. You know, we all go through different things in different situations, and my husband and I have learned to say the serenity prayer every morning. Yeah. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I just want you to know, everyone in the listening audience, we love you and we care for you. And I hope that you continue to root where you're planted.
I will. Thank you. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
I didn't want to end on a sad note, but this year was really rough. The previous year was rough too, but But I'm realizing as I move past the grief and the anger, this year I put all of my belongings into a U-Haul in my studio, and I hauled it out here. And I had a studio waiting for me. I met a man named Mark Giuliani who had a studio, and it just fell together. It just happened. And I know there's a reason why this came together, why my divorce actually had to happen. And I'm still angry, and it's still hurtful, and I had plans for my life that were different than they are now. I realize that it's all for the better. And I know you're there for me, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. And I will never stop putting all of my heart and soul into this program, because it's more than just a guy talking on the radio. We have come together, and I think God brought us together. I really do. I believe God brought us together. We are seeing a patriotic and faith rebirth in this country like we've never seen, and there's no army stronger than us. No one will ever defeat us. We will win. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your prayers. They buoyed me the last year. Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Happy Hanukkah. Happy New Year. I will see you in early January. Until then, don't catch the stupid. I love you guys. See ya.
All right, Rob. What an emotional ending.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real